Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review Wonder Woman, starring Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Danny Huston, and David Thewlis. All hopes are running on this for DC and Warner Brothers to finally get one of their superheroes right after the miserable performance and backlash for Batman v Superman and for Suicide Squad and even Man of Steel. It just seems that DC has just been floundering and not understanding how to take these incredible characters and make a success like Marvel and Disney have done over on that side of the Hollywood hills. I'm just going to get right out of the gate. This Wonder Woman delivers. It really does. Wonder Woman is a success. Wonder Woman is entertaining. Wonder Woman is great to have girl power and a role model for women and little girls everywhere, all of that jazz. But let's get into the movie. Of course, it's an origin movie. You got to do that. So we have Wonder Woman who's living on her own special island with all the other Amazon women. And Chris, I'm being very general on all this, okay? So she's living on this island that's hidden from mankind. And Chris Pine, this all takes place during World War I. Chris Pine is a British secret agent who crashes his plane on the island. And of course, everyone is freaking out because here's a man that's never been on the island before. And he tells of all these horrible things that are going on with World War I happening in Europe. And of course, Wonder Woman is like, look, tells her mother, who's the queen, and all this stuff, look, this is my destiny. I am supposed to go out and help mankind. I'm supposed to help the world. And of course, she escapes with Chris Pine to go back to England. And what I really love about Wonder Woman's character is there's so many levels to her, how Gail portrays her. She's a fish out of water. She plays her childlike, but then she is a trained warrior, okay? And she learns really fast. But she's very naive because she's never seen the real world before. She's been sheltered back on her little island, and I'm not going to try to say the name of it. So here you have Chris Pine, who at first is like, what the hell's going on with these people, right? Where am I? To like, you're just, he dismisses her as being a woman, he judges her. And then, of course, when she does this incredible debut on the trench warfare on the front lines over there in France and single-handedly breaks through the lines and through the barbed wire and kicks some serious butt, he has a total different attitude change. He's like, wow, you are the real deal. Problem is, she keeps insisting on Chris Pine, she's living in another world. She keeps applying to what he thinks is fantasy, trying to find Ares, who's this evil god of war, and she thinks she's battling him the entire time, not realizing it's much more complicated than that. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers on here because I'm going to do another review that has a lot of spoilers, but overall, I love the love story that goes on. This movie has everything. It really does. It has action. It has a great story of love and also sacrifice. And it does suffer for some things in the end that I didn't care for. It suffers from that third act problem that all these superhero movies have, where they have the big showdown and the big fight sequence, and it just goes on and on and on. That was just kind of overwhelming. We really didn't have a strong central villain in this movie. We have Danny Huston, who plays one of the German commanders who's hell-bent on keeping the war going when an armistice is about to take place, and he has Dr. Poison, this woman that has really bad chemical warfare. She really designed the really bad weapon. And if this is like the 100th celebration of World War I ending. And if you watch the History Channel, if you watch these, 4 or 5 hour documentaries, World War I was the nastiest war. We're talking tens of millions of soldiers and civilians have died. And also, it was the first modern war. So you had tanks, you had air combat coming in, of not only dogfights, but dropping bombs on people and on soldiers. Also chemical warfare, mustard gas, really, really nasty stuff. And of course, you're talking about in trench warfare, they didn't take more than 5-10 feet, even of that, maybe for months and months at a time. They were in the most miserable conditions. So to put Wonder Woman right in the middle of all that, it took a lot of courage, because with this movie you could go either way. You can make it to where she's a fish out of water and childlike, to where she become annoying and like unbelievable, or she go the other way, being too much of a badass. So Patty Jenkins, who's the director, really found that balance in Wonder Woman. She was credible, she was respectful, you admired her, but also she could take care of her own. So, and Gail, I say Gail Godot, but it's Gal Gadot. I heard her say that. I watched an interview with her. She really just takes Wonder Woman, has that magic lasso, and she just uses everything. And she is just such a strong character. I mean, I just loved her. And I love the chemistry between Chris Pine and her. It's just absolutely fantastic. So there's a lot of spoilers in this movie, but overall, this is going to make a fortune. I think DC finally got it right. I think that it took a woman to finally shake up things, to let Warner Brothers know this is how you tell a great story, and it can be done with a woman superhero character, unlike Elektra, unlike Catwoman. We won't even go into those. So overall, Wonder Woman, it does have its problems, but overall, it is just a great time. It really is. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check me out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. And for all of you watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, share, and comment below. What did you think of Wonder Woman? Was it pretty cool? I have to admit, I was one of those 10-year-old kids when the show was on. Every time Linda Carter would get out there and change the woman, I spun around. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.